Hello, boys and girls. Thought I would run over my welder. I've had this thing quite a while now, 3, maybe 4 years now, and it's the Harbor Freight Vulcan, and I love it. It makes a bad welder look good. I can tell you that for sure. It'll MIG, TIG, and stick. Uh, I'm I'm okay at stick and I'm okay at MIG. I can't TIG. I'm not happy with the TIG. It's a DC only, and you got to strike. Right now I got a flux core because I run out of gas. A while back I got to put my regular solid wire back on. And it looks like I got a bird's nest too. But yeah, this thing, it's great. Uh, if you, well, I didn't even plug it up. But if you weld every single day, go buy you a Miller. Um, but if you weld once a week, once a year, this is well worth the money. It works fantastic. The other thing is this cabinet. This cabinet, I would put it against any brand of a cabinet. It's heavy duty. It's thick gauge steel. I don't know the gauge of it, but I know it's heavy. It is heavy and a little cumbersome to move around, but it's on wheels so you can move it. I move it out of my driveway, and I bought a 50-foot extension cord for my welder where I can get on out there when I have to. I don't like using it, but I will. But you got plenty of room in here. I keep most of the stuff tools and grinders and whatnot I use all the time with my welder. This is my foot pedal for the TIG. I've never used it. Like I said, I can't TIG. I want to teach myself, but I hadn't had time. You can put all your assortments and stuff and your consumables in here and your whatnots. And here's another tool drawer that I use for the tool. But you can see how thick that is. That's not rolled over. That's the steel. And when you buy this thing, it's already put together. You put the wheels on it and you go. But no, it's heavy. It was all I could do to get it out of my truck when I got it. Here's where I keep a lot of my extra stuff, and sticks and wire and gloves and whatnot. But that's just the storage. And here you can keep your welding helmets. I got 2 of them in there. There's 2 welding helmets. Here's my good one. Yeah, it's a Lincoln. It's all right. But here's the one I started with, just a little Harbor Freight one. And it's fine to start out with. I even got a little face shield in here. I forgot I even own that. I need to keep that up close where I can get to it. There's been several times I've needed it and I forgot I even owned it. But yep, 2 of them fits right in there. It'll fit 2 gas bottles. I got straight argon and then the mixture. Here's some TIG rods. And sorry, I got my junk on there. It's getting close to AC time, and I kind of use it as a work table for my AC. There's your MIG torch and stuff at the side of it, and that's the width. Back here, you got more storage for your rods, and I store my TIG torch right here. And here's all my cable. But yeah, this thing plus the welder is great. I don't know the what you call it, the workload, not the workload, but the time limit of how long you can use it before it gets too hot. But I've never had a problem. But I don't do a ton of welding. But I will say, if you're in the market of a welder and you don't weld as a career, get this one. You won't waste your money. And this is the 220. I don't know much about the others. But I do know I really like this. I also bought the spool gun for the aluminum. It works pretty well too. You can't TIG aluminum with this one being a DC machine. You need an AC TIG. But it doesn't claim to. But yeah, just like my son says, I use a lot of filler words, and help and whatnot. But I'm trying to keep from doing that. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you my 2 cents on this welder, and I've had it about 3-4 years now, maybe longer than that. I'd have to go look up the receipt. I wasted the money on the warranty that when I bought it, and I didn't need it. That's the only thing about this thing. I don't know where I would buy parts if it broke. I would have to figure that out. But that's one other reason why I say if you do it as a career, don't waste your money on this one. If you weld, I'll probably weld 50 times in a year. So if that gives you an idea, and it works great. I think it works just as good as a Miller. And I love the Miller machines. Some of the Lincolns are okay, but I am not a big Lincoln fan. But I do love the Miller machines, and I like it. And I've had one other friend of mine. He does weld, and he probably wouldn't tell you he's an expert welder, but he is. Fred Lindsay, if you're watching this, I'm talking about you. I'm calling you out, but he's a very, very good welder, and he's taught me a little bit. And he's also, I'll get him to use this machine to give me his feedback. He really liked it, and I was glad. I knew he would, but anyway, that's my 2 cents on this welding cart. And man, you got room to put. I did have a plasma cutter on here, but it took a crap. But you can put other welders on here if you want to. And I just swap my lines around for if I'm going to. It depends on what I'm welding with my gas, and there's no big deal. But yep, like I said, if you need a welder, don't be afraid to go to Harbor Freight and get the Vulcan. Don't get the warranty, because it's not going to go bad. If you're going to be welding every day, get that daggone warranty. You're going to need it, I think. Anyway, I like it. Buy it or not. Thank you.